Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to to the rest of the universe as we're taking a look at we're going to catch up with the recent WWE pay-per-views, which are the first one being the Elimination Chamber, as we're going to just find out who became the very first women's tag team champions, as the women's tag titles would finally be crowned in WWE. So without further ado, let's find out who finally was able to capture them. But first off, we kick off the night with the kickoff match where Buddy Murphy would defend the Cruiserweight Championship against Askio Tosua in a match. And, of course, that led to, of course, Buddy Murphy continuously remaining as the Cruiserweight Champion, winning his Cruiserweight title match as his dominating reign continues. So then we move on to the main show, which will kick off with the first ever women's tag team elimination chamber match, where we would have obviously different women's tag teams competing for that first ever women's tag titles. And of course, the ladies that came out on top are, of course, the Boss and Hug connection, known as Sasha and Bayley, who would end up coming out on top and becoming the very first WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, as they would finally overcome the odds and become the finally known as the very first Women's Tag Team Champions, which is great for them because it means they get to shine, basically. And then, of course, we would come to the next match where the Usos would take on The Miz and Shane McMahon, who won the titles at SummerSlam from the Bar, would take on the Usos for the tag titles. And, of course, The Miz and Shane were unable to beat the Usos because the Usos came out on top and remained win themselves the SmackDown tag titles, despite a few days before the pay-per-view, Jimmy Uso got himself arrested for abusive language to the police officers, but he still managed to get the SmackDown tag titles, which is kind of saying something, isn't it? But yes, the Miz and Shane's tag title reign ended at the pay-per-view. And then, of course, that led to the handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship, where Bobby Lashley would put his title on the line, teaming up with his sort of partner in crime, Leo Rush, to take on Finn Balor, who hopes to win his first Intercontinental Championship. And due to the fact that Leo Rush actually entered himself in the match when Bobby Lashley was hurt, caused Finn Balor to finally pin him to win the Intercontinental Championships. Yes, Finn Balor finally becoming the Intercontinental Champion as he is on the road to WrestleMania, taking the title to the grandest stage of them all. Obviously, we still yet to know who Finn Balor is going to be facing for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, but hopefully we'll find out soon. And then, of course, we would come to the match where, obviously, we got Ronda Rousey, who participated at WrestleMania to take on would take on Ruby Riott for the Raw Women's Championship. And, of course, Ronda Rousey gets a quick victory on Ruby Riott, which obviously led to that ultimate brawl between, obviously, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. And then eventually Becky Lynch shows up. Obviously, she got escorted out of the building due to the fact that she showed up to Elimination Chamber to confront Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, which kind of sets up the so-called triple threat match that we are going to be having at WrestleMania. And then, of course, we have Baron Corbin would then take on Braun Strowman, but he didn't obviously win alone because he had the help of Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre to beat Braun Strowman in the no DQ match, which would lead to Baron Corbin beating Braun Strowman thanks to those two's interference. And then we would finally end the pay-per-view with Kofi Kingston being a part of the WWE Championship match along with Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and Jeff Hardy. And with Kofi Kingston putting on a great performance in this match, he was the last guy, along with Daniel Bryan, where he was coming close to winning the title. Daniel Bryan ends up coming out strong and remaining the WWE Champion. And obviously, Kofi Kingston got a big ovation after the match, which may have set up a potential opportunity that maybe WWE could be heading to Kofi Kingston possibly winning the WWE title at WrestleMania, which would be something to talk about, wouldn't it? The fact that Kofi Kingston wins the title at WrestleMania. I mean, who's to say that that won't happen by the time we get to WrestleMania next month? Chances are it might happen, it may not. But yeah, so that is essentially what we witnessed at the Elimination Chamber this year. So it's good to see that Sasha and Bayley finally becoming the first women's tag champions, and the fact that the Usos won the SmackDown tag titles, and Finn Balor winning the Intercontinental title. And yeah, things are, you could say things are starting to shape up for WrestleMania. And I hope you enjoyed this sort of looking at the results of the Elimination Chamber, and we'll be looking at WWE Fastlane in our next episode, as we'll see what went down on the final pay-per-view show before WrestleMania this 35. So see you then.